welcome to FTV Spotlight. I'm your host, Manny Bautista here. And tonight, we got a very special guest, the singer-songwriter one himself, Mr. Ray.
How you doing, man? Glad to be here.
It's great to have you, sir. Now tell us something about yourself.
Something about myself. I'm 6 foot tall. No. No, I just a guy that loves to play music, write songs, and touch folks with the music, man. I mean, that's me. I love to perform. I love singing to folks, you know.
You got it, buddy. I'm all ears.
I see that. Those
So
are big ears.
Thanks. How long have you been playing music?
Over 50 years.
Sweet. And exactly what was your first song?
Don't remember, but I do remember that at the time I wrote it, I was excited. Any of the songs I've written I get excited about, but you know, it's been so long since I've done that song, whatever it might have been. I don't remember, but it's part of the learning process of breaking into doing music and to writing songs. So I've learned a lot and continue to learn, always learning.
Now, in your career, were there ever any doubts that you ever wanted to quit?
There have been times where I've been discouraged. I've been bummed out or whatever, depressed about a certain situation or whatever, but no, never to totally quit. Might have to step away from time to time to deal with issues or whatever, but no, never wanted to quit. Couldn't do it. I may have set it down for a little while, but I had to go back.
You just never give up, huh?
I can't. No, can't do it. You just hold on to those ideas, file them. Someday you're kicking around and just let me go back to that, check it out. Let's mess with that and see if we can make something come together. The process is different for every song. You just never know. Now, normally if I get with a co-writer, which I really like because you're bouncing ideas off of each other. Hey, what about saying it like this? Or what about phrasing it like this? Or just the different ideas, whereas if you're just doing it solo, sometimes a song will hit you good, and other times, man, where do I go? What's the next phrase I need? What do I need to say here? How do I need to say it so it doesn't sound like everything else is out there? So that's what I like about co-writing, because you're bouncing ideas around and you get a lot more creativity going on.
What were some fears when you started out on your music career?
Get my fingers to work. It takes a while to build up the calluses, or getting my fingers to go where I need them to go. There's some guys that play the guitar amazing. You know, I don't play lead guitar. I can do some picking and stuff, but I've seen guys do some stuff with their fingers and some really weird chords, and it amazes me. But it just taking the time. I tell folks that are learning guitar, play at least 15 minutes a day, and eventually they'll toughen up. And then you'll start developing. I know I had a real hard time with like the F chord, because you had to press 2 strings at once on that chord and doing things. But it just, the more you practice, the more it comes to you, the more you hang out with other musicians. Because I took one small class, but everything is self-taught, but mostly learning from other musicians and hanging out, jamming out, and they'll play a chord a certain way. Man, that's cool. I think I'm going to implement that into what I do. So it was tricky at first, but you know, I just kept after it, and then as the years have gone by, been blessed to get a little more proficient at it, a little smoother.
So, how was your first performance?
Scary. Well, I'd sang in church, the church choir, and I've done a few solos as a kid. But it just seemed to come real natural to me. I mean, being on stage, being in front of people, I mean, I feel at home. I just do. So I don't even remember what my first performances actually were in high school, now that you asked me. My 10th, 11th, and 12th year in high school, I entered the talent shows, so I was nervous. And the first one I entered, or the first year as in my 10th grade, or Yeah, 10th grade. I was involved with an event where bunch of the kids, bunch of teenagers had this game called a gauntlet. So they had all the gals lined up in 2 rows. They had rolled up newspapers or magazines or whatever, and the guys running through there have a balloon tied on the back of their breeches, and they'd be trying to pop it. So we're running through there like this, trying to do that. My balloon went down. I said, "Give me another one. This is fun." I go back through there, and of course we're trying to keep, because they're beating the fire out of you. And I got hit on this finger, broke the bone here. I don't remember what direction, but they had to drill a couple of pins into the finger for the bone to mend. And it's still a little bit bigger than that finger. But I walked out on that stage and big old white bandage on this finger, and I could only use 3 fingers to chord with. When I walked out there, the whole daggone auditorium laughed. So that scared me a little bit, made me a little nervous, but I got out there and then I won the talent show. So it's like, this is what I love to do, and have worked. As years have gone by, I make the nervousness work for me. Most of the time I'm not really nervous, but I think all of us, we still get just a little bit of, that buzz, man, but you get out there and you make it work for you.
Yeah, it is natural to have that feeling.
Yeah, man. Just got to get out there and do what you love to do. And I just like I say, I felt at home on stage. The most people I've ever sang for was at a big festival up in over in St. Louis, and Tracy Lawrence was the guy, and our talent show opened up for him basically, and it was like a miniature version of Woodstock, just a whole bunch of vendors around and a sea of people, like 20,000. Got out there, sang for them, and I loved it. I was a little nervous, but I loved it. But I'm going to sing just as hard for 1 or 2 people with just as much heart as I would for, I don't care how many it is, 500,000. I'll give a banana. I'm going to have a good time. I'm going to sing my buns off and pour my heart out into it.
Your stage is your family.
Yeah, absolutely.
Has moving from town to town affect your career?
Oh, goodness. Sometimes in good ways, sometimes in bad ways, sometimes in ways that cause me to veer off. That's why it's taken me so long to get to certain points in my career, because of how many, what do you call it, tributary paths you take off the main path. And so yeah, it affects me. It puts a slow down on me, or it might be a situation where, like when I moved to Nashville, it's the second time I lived in Nashville this last time. When I went back the second time, I dove right in, got involved with the riders and the rounds, and I'm one of the, gotten a lot of compliments from my fellow songwriters and a lot of people that really, they say the voice, I said, well, thank you so much. I'm very thankful for the compliments. But I jumped right in when I made that move, and now I've recorded an album down there, and hopefully it'll be ready to be put out by the end of this year.
Did your time in the Army affect your music career?
To a degree, but I still played in talent shows in the Army. I got involved with when I was stationed at Fort Bliss, Texas. I got involved with we called it the New Patriot Singers. So and they wanted me, the officer of that rec center wanted me to be the NCOIC of the music, but the unit I was in, the commander would not let me do that. It says, no, you're in tanks, so you're not doing that. So, but I've done a lot of shows, and when I was stationed in Korea, and the president of South Korea got assassinated back in '79, there were 2 of us that played in the rec center a lot, or just around the barracks or whatever, there at the EM club. The battalion commander came up to us, you guys will play guitar and sing for the troops. And we said, no problem. Yeah, we dig it. That's what we love to do. So it's pretty cool to kind of get a command from a battalion commander in your unit. You're going to sing. So, yeah, baby, I got it.
Sounds like a scene in a movie.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah.
So your dad gave you your first guitar. Did that influence you by any chance?
Absolutely. We had gone to Sears one day. I was 13, we're walking around and I saw this old, or not old, but the Sears Silvertone guitar sitting up there, acoustic guitar, and started looking at it. So my dad bought it for me. And that's when I started teaching myself. But yeah, that, and my mom, she could sing. She played a little piano. My dad, he was not musically inclined at all, but he supported me and got me my first guitar, and just encouraged me, hey, go after it, get it done. It's not like he was there for everything, but to me it didn't matter. What mattered to me was he supported me in the fact that he got me my first guitar and encouraged me to rock and roll with it. Have fun, son.
That's amazing.
It was a real cool thing.
How did you keep the boundary of your life and your music?
Putting out too much personal stuff kind of thing about my life. In a lot of ways, there are some things I don't tell, like this journey that I just shut the door on. People know that I left the situation, but I'm not putting details out on Facebook, even because musically, it's like I say, I want to be a positive force in a negative world. So I don't want to put negative out there. I just say, shut the door on one journey, starting a brand new one, looking forward to the opportunities that are going to come my way. I'm gonna grasp them, and I'm rocking and rolling. I'm going after it.
We have we have enough songs like Big Shot, in their world, and we need more positivity.
That's my goal. That's my goal. I want to encourage people. I want people to. Several of my songs have touched people's lives. That just, it either ministered to them or made them smile. Or I finished playing this one venue, Madisonville, Kentucky, the Crowded House. And at the end of the show, I did Amazing Grace. And this is a bar, and it's a restaurant. But I ain't scared to sing it. I don't care where. But I did Amazing Grace, and I noticed a young couple, house right over there, that they were standing up, and the girl, she was waving her lighter. And so when I got done, I start breaking down to load out, and they both came up to me, and she was crying. She said her mom just passed away like 2 or 3 weeks prior, and it was Amazing Grace was her mom's favorite song. So when I played that song, she felt like her mom was there with her. So that for me was very special, very special. I love when those kind of things happen. So yeah.
How very sweet.
Yeah, it was those experiences are really awesome. I played a little Mexican restaurant years ago. Morganfield, Kentucky, had a gal come up to me after I was getting ready to load out. She says, I don't have any money, but I wanted to give you something. She gave me a napkin and dropped it in my tip bucket where she had wrote something. And evidently she was getting ready to go audition for The Voice or one of those.
No way.
And she goes, she wrote, basically what she said in the note was, thank you so much for sharing your music. You have given me the strength and the determination to go ahead and do the audition, because she was thinking about not doing it. So I got it framed in my, it's in storage now, but I got it framed. And those are special moments. Those are special moments. Little girls coming up giving me a silver leaf off of a wreath or something, and says, Ray, Mr. Ray, thank you. Or they'll throw me a dollar bill and I leave them in my guitar case, because those are special things. You're touching people with the music. And the cool thing is, it doesn't matter the age. I've been blessed to touch folks' lives from itty bitty all the way up.
Well, it seems like you're doing a really great job on that.
I'm doing the best I can, and pray that I get better at doing it.
Yeah. Now, how do you keep your music as your passion and not your job?
It's not hard when you're not getting paid a whole lot. You got to keep the passion. A lot of the writers in the rounds that I got involved with in in Nashville, I find it interesting because there's a lot of my songwriters friends. They're out there just about every night at one venue or another where they have writers arounds all the time. I can't afford to do that because we don't get paid. We usually get something to drink, usually get something to eat, the gas. So we're spending money just to share the love of what we do. The passion is not going to die. I've sang in all kind. There was, oh my gosh, I sang in a coffee house. I did 5 series of Riders and Around concerts at this one coffee shop in Kentucky. And this one gal brought her dad, who was I don't know if it's Alzheimer's or whatever it was. And I did the cover. I think it was House of Rising Sun.
I love that song.
So when I got done with the song, he got it. Of course, it's hard for him to walk. So, he came up, shook my hand. Thank you so much. So a few months later, he passed away. So they asked me if I would sing at the funeral. I said I'd be honored to, but they wanted me to do that song, which was really strange to sing House of Rising Sun at a funeral. But it brought life to her dad, brought a smile to his face in that moment of time. So that to me is a beautiful, special thing. So music is an awesome tool. It's an awesome gift. And it could take you places in your mind and in your heart that maybe you hadn't been in a while and you needed to go there and visit and hang out for a bit,
Oh my goodness, that's just inspired me that, it doesn't matter what the lyrics say, as long as it brings you a smile.
Right. Yep.
That's what songs are about. Now, what's your favorite part about performing?
All of it. I love it when you get a good room and the people are getting into your music and just really enjoying themselves, and you just see on the smiles on their faces, or the clapping hands, or the foot stomps, or whatever it may be. I enjoy the performing itself, the sharing the music and the songs and playing the guitar. That's probably my favorite part of it. But I love all that's involved as far as setting it up, getting the show lined out. I got to give if it's a show where I go and they have backline, everything's already set up. I just plug and play. I make sure I go around and shake all the hands of all the techs, because I've been a tech in a theater, so I know what it takes to do all the stuff that the audience doesn't really think about. All they're looking at is the show in front of them. But it takes a lot of work for that show to come together. A lot of good people, the lighting, the sound, just all of it, setting up the stage proper. So I make sure to thank all of them, and I've been a part of doing that as well. But the performing, just the actual performance itself, and then let's say you go through a few songs and you got that one song that you tell that the audience is really like, yeah, man, it could be a mellow song, it could be a rocking song, it could be in between. But when you see a song that really connects with them, it just pumps you up, man. I mean, it gets you fired up. Yeah, you get a high on it.
So what is your next move?
Well, for the next 2 or 3 months, first part of November, I'm going to live with a family in Pahrump, Nevada. My friends Stephen and Elizabeth and their girls. And that's my focus is going to be working on writing some new songs. I got a bunch of song ideas I got to pull out and start tweaking, and I'm going to probably do collaborating on a bunch of them, because you get more ideas, fresh ideas bouncing around, and it's going to be music, writing songs, and also finding opportunity to share my music. So that's solid for the next 2 or 3 months. I'm not going to have a job, because everything else is stripped away because of my situation. So it's just me, my clothes, my guitar. So I'm going to focus on what God gave me to do, man.
Well, I am looking forward to hearing one of your songs, and it was great having you on the show.
Appreciate it.
But wait, before we go and close off, can you play us a song?
Yeah, I can do that.
Oh. Mr. Ray, everyone.
Howdy, y'all. Let's see, what do we want? Upbeat, mellow?
Let's try upbeat.
Upbeat. All right, we'll do one. This one's called It Feels Right. And this is one of those, remember you asked me earlier about, somebody asked me at one point about sing songs about yourself or others or whatever. And this is some songs the creation comes out of dreaming of what you would like in a relationship or something in life. So this is where this song came from. It's called It Feels Right.
Taking me places that I've never been. My friends tell me that I've gone into a tailspin. I don't know, but I've been told you got to go with what you feel. Baby, when we're together, I know that it's real. And I want you to know I want you to know that it feels so right. Hey, we are here tonight, and we're holding each other tight. Ooh, yeah. Baby, it feels right. Oh yeah, baby, it feels right. You've opened my eyes to things I've never seen before. Beautiful lady, open my heart's door. I see a free spirit in you that's not afraid to fly. The happiness I have with you brings a tear to my eyes. And I want you to know I want you to know that it feels so right. That we are here tonight, and we're holding each other tight. Baby, it feels right. Oh yeah, baby, it feels right. You don't know what it is he's done to this man. It started the day when I took you by the hand. I looked at you and saw the light in your eyes. Right then and there is when I realized that it feels so right. That we are here tonight, and we're holding each other tight. Baby, it feels right. Oh yeah, baby, it feels right. you, man.
That was beautiful.
Appreciate it.
This has been FTV Spotlight. Good night.